Hi, Garage Squad. This is take number 452. I hope it takes. My name is Julie Ballou. I work as a security guard at Verina High School, which is in Henrico, Virginia, which is a suburb of Richmond. The school is actually only a few miles from the Richmond border on the eastern side of Henrico County. And I would like to introduce you to a gentleman named Mr. Huggins. Mr. Huggins lives across the street from Verina High School on a road called Messer Road. He's been there, I really don't know how many years. I know he started actually building his home in 1967. He's been there ever since. He now lives alone, as unfortunately his wife has passed away. Very sweet, kind, soft-spoken, 88-year-old gentleman. I had the pleasure of meeting him last year, which was my first year here at the school. When he was outside cutting his grass, I just stopped to chat with him. There's an historical marker outside of his house, so I stopped to chat with him about that. Come to find out, Mr. Huggins actually built that home himself. He designed it as an architect. He designed it, and then he and his wife built it by hand, the two of them. Took a number of years. I'm not exactly sure. I'll let him tell you that in an interview in just a little while. But he and his wife actually built it together, and it is an amazing house. To have been built in the late 60s, early 70s, it really has some modern architecture and some modern components to it. But the reason I am introducing you all to him is because in the back of his house, as I was unfortunately following a student who had run off into the woods one day, I noticed a 1959 Cadillac sitting in the back of his house. And man, is it beautiful. It's the stuff of Batman dreams, right? Two-door, it's gorgeous. So while I was talking with Mr. Huggins this day that I met him, I said, hey, I noticed you have a pretty cool Cadillac in the backyard. And he invited me over to take a look at it. He actually had two. I forget the year of the other one, but he sold that one, and he would like to get this one back on the road. So when talking to him, I just thought, hey, this might be a great project for Garage Squad. I don't think it's going to be too much work for you. He said it was running when he put it up on blocks to change the brakes. He just never got around to it. Now that he's 88 years old, he can't get around to it. When I went back to look at it, it looks like all the lights are in place. There's not a lot that needs to be replaced on the car as far as the exterior goes. Maybe a couple of the Coupe de Ville emblems are missing. The grill's in great shape. The back end and chrome is all in great shape. The interior is rough, as it should be for a 1959 that's never been restored. So maybe you could do some work on that and maybe replace that. Of course, it smells like an old car. It hasn't run in years. But I think it's got good bones, and I really think it's a project that could get you guys going, that you guys would just enjoy working on. And the thing that excites me about it the most is here's a gentleman who's been in our community for, 60 years. We're going on, or more. I'm a PE teacher, so math isn't my strong point. But, I'd really like to see something done for this gentleman just as a member of our community. And what really gets me stoked is when you guys roll out the finished project and there's usually family and neighbors around clapping and cheering. I envision my entire school population lining the street, dressed in their Verina gear with their blue and gold Devils uniforms and varsity jackets and cheering for Mr. Huggins as he pulls out of his driveway and drives down Messer Road. I really think it would be a heck of a story. So I'm going to add to the end of this. I'm going to do an interview with Mr. Huggins tomorrow. I'm going to add him to this video, and I certainly hope you choose us. I hope you choose Mr. Huggins. This is all for Mr. Huggins. I don't want anyone to think I'm getting anything out of this or anyone else is. This is all for Mr. Huggins. I'd love to see him driving that car again. Feel free to contact me if you have any questions. You've got my phone number, you've got my address, you've got my email. You can contact me at any time. And thank you so much for your consideration. Hi, Garage Squad. I've got Mr. Huggins here. We're at his house. We're standing in front of his awesome Cadillac. You can see his house in the background. This is the back side of his house. I've sent you a picture of the front side. I wanted to introduce you guys to Mr. Huggins. So, Mr. Huggins, first of all, can you tell him your full name? I don't even know what your full name is.
My full name is Irving Lee Huggins.
I think I remember reading that somewhere.
Yeah.
And so, Mr. Huggins, I don't want to keep you out here all day. It's a little bit warm. But tell us, first of all, about your house. When did you build the house?
Well, I started the construction of the house. I started in 1957.
1957.
I designed the house in 1965.
Okay.
And since I started, I've been working on it ever since, day and night. And I let everything else go. Because all I wanted was this house.
The house is incredible.
So that's what I've been doing, just working on the house day and night. Holidays, everything. I let everything go, including clothes, shoes, cars, women, everything.
Women.
I just wanted to build this house. I've been wanting to build this house ever since 1940.
1940.
Yeah, because I knew a fella who, my parents rather, knew this fella, I was just a kid, who built this house himself. So I decided I wanted to do that. That's what I wanted to do. And ever since then, I've been wanting to build my own house.
And you did it.
Yes, indeed.
Daggum, you did. So you designed it. You did all the work on it.
That's right.
How long did it take you to build?
50 years.
50 years.
I'm still working.
Still working. And you built it with, and your wife helped you.
Yes, she helped me. She didn't know I was building the house.
What?
At first, when I was engaged to her, and I didn't let her know that until I had gotten to the point where I was almost ready to move in, and she helped me finish up the house then.
That is awesome. Tell us a little bit about your wife. I know she's passed on now, but tell us a little bit about her.
Well, she was a graduate of Virginia Union. I met her. She was staying at my mother's house because she couldn't get in the dormitory. It was full. And that's where I met her. And we dated for 7 years.
Wow.
And I told her if we wanted to get married, she had to get rid of all her debts and everything.
That's right.
And that's what she did. She did, and we got married in 1972.
Okay.
So ever since then, we have 2 children, and she's been helping me do everything. She never complained about anything. She'd get out here and mix cement and do anything. She didn't care. Anything I told her to do, she would do it.
That's great.
So we had a grand time living in a house and going places and doing things. But, she loved this house, and she loved me.
She must have. She's going to be out here mixing cement with you.
Yeah.
So, how about this beauty? You told me about your wife who was a beauty. Tell me about this beauty, 1959.
I got this house, I got this car from Tennessee. That's where it came from, Tennessee. Let me see, it was about 1990 something.
Okay.
1999, I believe it was. And I've been working on it, and I had several other cars, but I love this 59 Cadillac. And I decided I wanted to just fix this up and work with it. And I was doing real well with it until my wife passed. And after she passed, I just gave up on everything. Looked like I just couldn't finish up what I wanted to do. And I just lost interest in things. And that's why the car is sitting here like it is now, because it needs work done to it, it needs brakes done on it, and I'm having it up like this to get the brakes done on it. And I never got around to it. There's just so many things for me to do.
Right, I understand. I got to tell you, that story just gave me chill bumps. I'm very sorry I never got to meet your wife. I'm very happy I got to meet you last year. I'm hoping, Garage Squad, you will come out and you'll help Mr. Huggins finish up this car. I know it's something his wife would have liked to see, is him driving up and down Messer Road, which is right on the other side of his house. We're going to get the whole school behind him. Verona High School is right across the street. We're going to get the whole school behind him if this becomes a project that you guys agree to take on. And we're just really looking forward to how you can help Mr. Huggins. So please pick us. Please pick Mr. Huggins, and let's get this beauty back on the road.
All right. Thank you.